In the last class, we have seen the voltage compensation methods, voltage sag compensation methods. Compensation methods with respect to the terminal voltage, with respect to terminal voltage or the sag voltage. Okay. I have discussed about the in-phase method, the in-phase injection, in-phase method, and then the quadrature injection. I not discussed about the minimum energy method. This I asked you people to go through it. I'll share this paper also. Okay. You can go through it as such, like it is not difficulty. And if you have any doubts also, I can discuss it in the class also, this particular minimum energy compensation method. Yeah, today we will, I thought to discuss about the control of uh, control of an inverter in while compensating the voltage sex. Before going to the discussing about the, I didn't even share it also, right? Standard multiple shares. Yeah, this was the things which have been discussed in phase and quadrature and the minimum energy, which you are supposed to explore it yourself also. I'm just going to share the paper of this minimum energy compensation method. Before going to control the inverter, before going to the control of an inverter, we will try to look into the, before going to this particular topic, we'll try to go look into the different topologies available in literature. Okay, we'll try to see those things. Yeah, this is a textbook written by the Professor Beam Singh, which they have gone for the active series compensation. Okay. This is based upon, I mean, I have discussed this one also, the converter based classification. You know, this converter of an inverter, which is of a current source converter as the voltage source converter also. This particular this thing is CSC based single phase DTR. This is about a current source converter, which have the switch and then the in series with the diode also. You know about what is the purpose of this particular kind of a combination of the switch also. Okay. And basically you can see that one of the case of, if you want to have the voltage of of operating to this particular condition, maybe if you're trying to inject this particular voltage, we can able to operate this path of the current flow this way. Okay, this way through this diode and this way. And if at all, if you want to have the current flow in the other direction, it is going to have this way and this way. Yeah, in the other direction of the current, if at all, if you want to have it, we can go this path. Okay, this way. Yeah. These are all you will be well knowing about it also. I'm not going to discuss about this particular operation. I'm just giving over here how does the current source based single phase DVR looks like. Okay. Yeah. Next is this one is the voltage source based converter of a single phase DVR. This part actually, how does it looks like is we'll be having an inverter over here this way, maybe the single phase inverter. And this will be connected to a capacitor or even a battery also, or even a battery. One of the leg which is going to have this particular connection, the other is going to have the connection this way. Okay, is about the voltage source phase converter based a single phase DVR. How does it looks like? I mean, we'll try to look into the aspect of how do you are going to control this particular switch of S1 and S2 and S3 and S4 in order to inject the voltage of VC such that we are going to correct the voltage at this particular point of the VL. Okay. I mean, we can go for I mean, obviously, if you are able to find out the voltage, how much to be injected of the VC, then we can able to apply the PWM scheme. If you are able to know the how much the voltage to be injected to, by the DVR, in that case, we can go for a simple PWM based technique also. Okay, that way we can apply the a logic for this. The voltage source converter based DVR. Okay. The next thing is this is one of the topology. There earlier, in the case of a voltage source converter, we have used here the two legs over here. We can go for this kind of the operation of this kind of a topology, which is of half bridge topology of VSC based a single phase a DVR, which this particular topology, which is having a neutral clamped capacitor over here. I mean, it is a clamped topology, and this topology is a half-bridge topology. But this particular kind of a topology in a single phase, as such, this kind of a topology it do not have any problem also. Okay. But when you go for a three-phase system of this kind of a topology, that is a neutral, the clamped capacitor, will be having the capacitor voltage unbalance problem will be existing. For a case of a single phase, as such, it won't be any problem when you're going for a half-bridge topology. Okay. Yeah, this is about an isolation transformer and having about a capacitor over here, and we have a ELR also. This is about the filter components over here. Okay, and then this is about the full bridge topology, which just now have given over here in this particular case. Yeah, this way. In this is about the full bridge topology of VSC based single phase DVR. How does it looks like? Okay. But the advantage which I mean the operation wise of the half bridge topology of VSC based single phase DVR and the full bridge topology is the same only. Whatever the voltage to be injected of VC, it will be the same only. Okay, but the number of the switches and then the blocking voltage of a switch also, the rating of the blocking voltage switch is going to change. Here, when you go for the half bridge topology, the number of the switches are very less, but the blocking voltage of the individual switch is in fact very high also. I mean, the number of switches is very less when you go for the half-bridge topology. When you go for the full bridge topology, number of switches is more, but the number of the capacitors in the half-bridge topology is going to be 2. Okay. Yeah. Next is this is a typical a three-phase three-wire DVR. This is a typical three-phase three-wire DVR. This is a system which is of there is no neutral of a source connection. There is no neutral over here. Neutral connection between the loads as well as the supply source. Okay, in that case, uh, utilization of a three-phase three-wire DVR is appropriate method also. Yeah, and here we have been considering this is a three-leg uh, based inverter. It solves improving the load voltage over here. Okay. Yeah. Based upon the system supply system based classifications, that is, when you have a three-phase three-wire system and a three-phase four-wire system. Okay. We have seen about the single phase two-wire, that is phase and neutral also. One of the thing is we have seen like just now the three-phase three-wire system. We're going to see that how does the three-phase four-wire system how does it looks like. In a three-phase four-wire system, which suppose there is a neutral over here, there is a neutral connection is over here that I shown that. In a three-phase four-wire system. In that case, how we are going to? We cannot make use of this particular three-leg topology. Why? Because we cannot able to avoid this particular neutral voltage. I mean, we cannot able to resolve the unbalanced kind of a voltage side. For that, we require to have a neutral connection also. For that, what we are going to have it is, we are going to use it as a three-phase, a four-leg topology, four-leg based topology. I mean, just making out the connection. How does it looks like? And okay, this is going to have the connection. Maybe you can have an inductor over here and this way, and all other side of the capacitors also. This particular, yeah, this particular point. Need to be tapped to this particular standard. We'll come back. I have a doubt over here. The connection of this particular point. We'll see it later. In the next coming topologies, we'll see it. This three-phase four-wire system, obviously, we should provide this particular path that is more than sufficient to provide the neutral voltage also. Okay. Yeah. In a case of a three-phase three-wire DVR, as I was mentioning in the earlier beginning classes of the series active compensation, series compensation, we have seen that the rectifier supported and then the battery supported, and we have a capacitor based supported. Basically, the inverters, the inverter input side, the inverter input side. This is very obvious. Like if you have a battery supported, we can go for the three single phase voltage source converter, or three leg VSC, or two leg VSC. We'll see that what is this three single phase VSC topologies also. When you have a capacitor supported, but this is not the appropriate method of this kind of a capacitor supported. Why? Because uh, uh, in a case of I was mentioning about the system itself is in a weak condition. In that case, to charge the capacitor of an inverter this way, charging over the capacitor by your by the same source is not correct, because the source is itself is in a weak condition when you have a fault occurred on a system. Okay, this kind of a capacitor supported is not suggestible to use for a voltage sag improvement also. Okay, the battery supported and the rectifier supported is the correct also. But people have been used this kind of the capacitor supported in a literature also. You can find in literature they generally use for this kind of a capacitor supported. But typically this kind of an approach of the capacitor supported can be used for a validation of the control validation of the control algorithm or control technique to improve the voltage side. What it means that we have some kind of a generally in order to in a particular in a system, how can we can able to make out a voltage sag at this particular point of VT. It is not easy to create a voltage sag by generally making out a fault in particular line also. Okay, it is not suggestible also. So what they do was they will try to do for a the programmable kind of an AC source. The programmable AC source, where the system, the source itself, we can program it uh, to decrease the magnitude of the voltage for certain number of cycles also. Okay, in that case, what I mean to say that we can able to create a sag for a few cycles by using of the programmable AC source. In that case, this source is abundant energy to drive the capacitor charging uh, is having abundant power to charge the inverter, whatever the DVR or a series active power filter is there, the capacitor which is connected over here, it can able to charge this particular capacitor only under case of a programmable AC source. This is this kind of an approach, whatever it is there, it is not applicable for the practical application scenario. It is applicable only for a case where they want to check the performance of the DVR. Especially, I can say that it is an academic kind of a academic point of view or a research point of view. For that purpose only, this kind of the capacitor support is unapplicable also, but not the practically. Practically, we have to go for a rectifier supported or the battery supported. See, this three leg, we know it. How does it looks like? Two leg also we have seen like the VSC. No, the two leg is something very much very different also. We'll try to see that. Especially the battery supported, they try to mention this three single phase VSC or three leg voltage source converter or two legs VSC. These are all things are which are applicable for a three phase, three wire DVR. For a three phase, I can say that a three phase, a three wire distribution system also. Okay. Here, the rectifier supported. Here also, in this case of the rectifier supported, what they say is that it is the left shunt or the right shunt. That means that the charging of the capacitor, suppose we have a source and this is about the a DVR and it is connected to the this particular an inverter over here. The left shunt or the right shunt, maybe this can be call it as a right shunt if they connect a rectifier over here, to charge this particular a capacitor. I mean, if you connected the other side, this particular case of a rectifier, and to charge this one, they call it as a left shunt kind of a topology. And this is about the right shunt. These are the left shunt. Again, they have mentioned as 3 single phase VSC, 3 leg VSC, and 2 leg VSC. Right shunt also the same thing. Okay. These are all the topologies or the classification of the configurations of a DVR for a 3-phase, 3-wire and DVR. Okay. Yeah. We'll see that one by one. Yeah. This is about the left shunt rectifier supported DVR connected system. Left shunt rectifier supported DVR connected system. Okay. And one is these are all, see, this rectifier is there, right? Charging this capacitor. They're connected the rectifier. But whatever I said to this particular capacitor supported. Okay. In this case, the charging the capacitor, okay, in this case of the rectifier supported, we are charging the capacitor. This means in the case of the capacitor supported, there is no converter over here. They are going to charge by this inverter itself, only. Okay, by this inverter alone. But having this kind of a topology is not advisable, because practically, in a practical scenario, maybe for a kind of a research work for your research work for a PhD or for kind of an MTech project work, it is okay, but practically it is not, because the same thing is applicable. The source is, if the source is experiencing a fault at this particular point, a fault is experienced at this point, the source itself is in a weak condition. In that case, it cannot able to support this particular capacitor. Why? Because in order to correct the voltage by your DVR, it has to be injected a real power as well as some amount of the reactive power. So it is not applicable. But for a kind of a research purpose, it is applicable. For the practical implementation, it is not advisable to go for this kind of a topology. But in literature, people have been used for the academic purpose. And then they mention it as a 3-leg VSC. These are all a 3-phase kind of a systems. This is about a 3-phase system. This is a 3-phase system. This is also 3-phase system. There is no neutral. This particular topology, it is a 3-leg VSC based DVR. 3-leg. You have a 3 legs, and then this is the this is the rectifier, and there is no they didn't even connected a capacitor, a filter. Especially there should be a filter over here. There should be a filter over here, but there is also an inductance. But this inductance is also sometimes it is not not required also, because the transformer inductance itself is enough also. Yeah, this about the 3-leg VSC based DVR. Yeah, this particular topology, when you look into this, it is a 2-leg VSC. There is no one more leg will be there. See, this particular case, the B phase is going to this. The B phase is going to have this connection, B phase, and then the C phase. About a A phase connection, is the A phase here. A phase is clamped between the 2 capacitors. Okay. I mean, this is a very interesting topology, really, because the number of the switches has been reduced. In that case, the price rates of the inverter is also, it is going to reduce, and also the switching losses, because if you have a more number of the switches, then the switching loss is also more. But this kind of the topology, the 2-leg VSC based DVR is the swing losses is very less, and then it is a very easy control also. Why it is an easy control here? We have to control only the two legs over here. There is no one more leg to be connected, whatever it is there in the three leg BSV. But here it is a two leg control. Control technique is also easy. But how can you say that this topology is going to make sure that uh, to be operated? Okay, this is VCA. It is going to inject. This is VCA is going to inject, and VCC is also going to be injected by this. I mean, we have been regulating this uh, a topology. See, this there is obviously in what way it is going to have is, see, the power current flowing is this path. The current flowing is this path. And obviously after this, it has to go this way. It has to go this way, right? Even the C phase, it has to go into this current, and then it has to go either this way or either this way. What is going to operate especially at this particular point, this is a common point to all the transformers, right? And this point is going to this way. How does it going to operate is at any point of this one, the VCA voltage is equal to the minus of VCB plus the VCC, something. Okay, this particular point of the voltage, it is to be going to make out of what I can say that yeah, the summation of the voltages of VCA is equal to minus of VCB plus VCC. It is going to flow, especially the return path of the current. If you say about the current, it is going to go to this path. I mean this way. Just a minute. I've drawn it wrongly over here. Maybe, yeah. This is going to this way, and again this way, and this way. Yeah. I mean, either it is going to charge this capacitor, or it is going to, if the current direction is this way, it is going to charge this capacitor. If it is the current direction is going to have the opposite direction, then this is going to have this way. Okay. The ultimately what I want to say that the voltage, the summation of the voltages of VCA and plus VCB plus VCC is equal to 0. Okay, VCC is equal to 0. Even like if you take about one of the case of the switching operation, also, if you are going to do the analysis of one of the switching cases, it is obvious like these voltages of VCA and VCB and VCC is summation of the voltage is going to tend to a 0 also. Okay. So because of that, the VCA is having the voltage of minus of VCB and minus of VCB plus VCC. Okay, in that case, if it is starting injecting to correct the VLB voltage and VLC voltage, then it is automatically it is going to control the VLA voltage also. It is going to control the VLA voltage also. So because of that, this topology, the two-level VSC based topology, is a cost-effective for a case of a balanced kind of a voltage side. Suppose if you are going to have an unbalanced voltage sides, then this kind of the topology is not the appropriate It's not the correct method, it's not the correct topology to go for the unbalanced voltage sacks. This topology is suitable for a case of a balanced voltage sack condition. Okay. I mean, if you have any further doubts, how does it is going to compensate the voltage in one of the phase? In that case, you have to do the analysis of the entire of this the inverter also. Okay. And one more thing, like this particular point, at this particular point, if you look into this particular point also, of this capacitor, we have a two capacitors over here, right? We have the two capacitors at this particular point. This voltage, if you measure this particular voltage with respect to some other ground also, what do you expect it? You have been expecting the voltage at this particular point is 0 volts with respect to the ground point, with respect to the ground point. When your capacitor voltage of this capacitor, if you consider the VDC1 is equal to VDC2 is equal. At this point, with respect to if you are measuring the voltage at this neutral ground, the voltage should be 0. See, suppose these are all other points. I mean, see this particular points. One of the phase is going to this. Yeah, this is going to say, and if it doesn't see that there is no voltage over here, then obviously this voltage is going to come over here. This voltage going to come here. There is no possibility. See here, this particular voltage is of VCB and VCC is going to come here. In order to make out to be a 0 volts, what happened was this particular VCA is equal to minus of VCB plus of VCC. Then obviously this voltage at this particular point of the voltage is going to tend to a 0. Only case when VCA is equal to minus of VCB plus VCC. Okay. With that also we can easily understand how does it is going to, this two-leg VSA based DVR is going to inject the voltage without having any leg also. Without having, because now we are not having any leg to inject the VCA voltage. See, this particular kind of the topology which we have been used, one of my scholar have been used for the DSTATCOM application for the current quality improvement. Current quality improvement also, and I can show you also. Just a minute. Yeah. 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 This is the topology. Actually, this is the topology actually where, I mean, it don't consider this zigzag transform as of now. We considered here, which is going off one of the leg which is going over here. It is It's about the ICEA and then the ICD. This is about the ICC. Okay. But the limitation over here, especially these particular topologies, uh, it cannot work out for a unbalanced voltage side conditions. Okay. Next, the figure C, which is of a three single phase VSC based DVS. Here, a single phase topology is over here. It is connected to one of the phase of A phase, and this is of phase B. Phase B over here, phase B. Again, this is phase C of a single phase. But this is a very simple circuit, a simple, what to say, especially for the controlling, because now, especially when you go for this kind of a three-leg VSC based, the control of the inverters are dependent very much. I mean, the switching, because now all these points is connected over here, and this point is connected, and this point is connected, A phase and B phase and C phase. In that case, it is very much a dependency will be there of this of switch, especially this switch. This leg is very much dependent. This leg also is very much dependent also. Whereas this case, it is independent operation. It doesn't depend on the B phase injected voltage, or this case of it doesn't depend on the voltage what to be injected in a C phase also. This three single phase VSC based DVR is independent operation, but problem is the number of the switches are very more. In this, I'm not discussed. I mean, I just discussed about the topology and how does this left shunt of the converter looks like. We have been connected. Left, the inverter, the DVR is connected to the right, and for the point of DVR, the rectifier has to be connected to the left side. Okay, that's why we are calling as left shunt rectifier supported DVR. Now the next is the right shunt rectifier. Almost the topology is three-leg VSC based DVR and the two-leg VSC based DVR, and this is a three single phase voltage source based DVR. Only the converter or the rectifier circuit which has been connected on the right side of the DVR. Okay. Next, this is a battery energy storage system, the BES, the battery energy storage system. This is, I feel like this topology is very well used in a practical scenario. Okay. This is a three-leg VSC based DVR. This is a two-leg VSC based DVR. And this topology of the figure C is a three single phase VSC based DVR. Okay. Yeah. Next is we have gone for one thing is a rectifier supported. In the rectifier supported, we have seen the left shunt as well as left shunt as well as right shunt also, and we have seen like three-leg topologies, and then the two-leg, and then the three single phase. This is A and B and C. This is A is about the left shunt and the right shunt. And we have seen about the battery energy storage. Now it is about the capacitor supported. This capacitor supported DVR is not used in a practical scenario. It can be used for the research purpose because, okay. Yeah, the same thing like uh, whatever which have been mentioned for the rectifier supported DVR, the same thing here. As such, as I mentioned with the topology based, what are the limitations are there? Okay, this is about the a two-leg VSC, and it should be figure B over here, and this should be figure C. This is about the three single phase VSC. Only thing is the logic wise, the control, the switching control logic for this inverters is different. Why? Because we need to charge the capacitor from this. Okay. Only thing is we need to fix about the reference value of the VDC in order to charge by this capacitor. Earlier case of the rectifier supported or the battery energy storage system, there is no this kind of a VDC star. But the battery energy storage system is very well controlled by this DC-DC boost converter. Okay. I mean, in order to charge the capacitor, we need to try to operate this particular converter, the DC-DC converter. And this DC-DC converter is try to operate based upon the state of charge also, the state of charge of the battery also. But in the case of a swell also, it has to take the during the swell conditions, it has to take the energy from the source to this particular the battery also. In all these cases, assets like this inverter is very well going to operate based upon uh, the VCA voltage, but not the DC link voltage, but not the DC link voltage. Whereas in the case of the capacitor supported, we have to regulate the VDC star voltage as well as the VCA star voltage. I mean the injected voltage also we need to regulate it. That to be incorporated in the control logic. Okay. Yeah. This kind of topology also can be used for the battery energy storage system, provided that the battery, whichever it is, here there is no converter over here. There is no converter over here. Provided that the battery should uh, have the minimum DC link voltage and have the VDC link. This capacitor should have the minimum DC link voltage should be there. That means that the battery should not dry out also. It has to have the continuous charging which is required by an external uh, supply also. This also can be used for the battery energy store, supported DVR. This about the capacitor supported. They have given over here the filter also. Earlier the filter was not there. Here now it is a filter which is of CR and LR. Even in the practical applications, this resistance is not required also. The wiring resistance itself is more than enough over here. We'll see one of the circuit diagram for a case of a four-wire system. Just looking over the Just a minute. See, I'll try to give about mm, the four-wire system in the next class also, because for a three-phase four-wire system, there are the different kind of the uh, topologies. Topologies in sense like they can go for a three-phase uh, four-wire system, they can go for a four-leg topology, or else the neutral, um, especially in a case of a three-phase four-wire system, one of the topology they can go is, I just giving over here, instead of this capacitor, they can go for a clamped kind of a capacitor, and they can connect this particular point to this particular point. Instead of the single capacitor, they can go this way of the connection also. Either instead of going the neutral clamp topology, but this neutral clamp topology, there are some of the issues which are related to the capacitor voltage imbalance. Especially this particular one of the problem critically, one of the VDC1 is going to, if you say about this is about VDC1, this is going to increase, and the VDC2 is going to decrease. When there is any kind of a DC offset current is going, when there is a DC offset current is going to flow this way, in that case we are going to have the problems which are related to the voltage unbalance. Okay. In order to avoid this particular capacitor voltage uh, unbalance issue, they can go for a four-leg based TVR. Okay, four-leg based TVR. I'll come back this one in the next coming classes. How we are going to make out the connection, especially I think I'm not pretty sure about it. How does it the connection wise? I'm just making out as I remember, like we can make out this possibility. This possibility. Okay. This is more than enough also. Okay, but yeah, again the source neutral. We have a three-phase three-wire system, and this particular point and this particular point are all I mean, this is a case of a three-phase, a four-wire system, Okay. This sort of the connection, they can go for it also. Only thing is this particular leg which is there, which is providing a path for a zero sequence voltage alone. Okay, zero sequence voltage alone. That's it. Okay, this I'll give a clear cut idea, a clear cut. I mean, I'll give about the topologies for a three-phase four-wire system in the next coming class. Okay. Yeah. Next is we will try to see that one of the simple technique or simple algorithm algorithm to control the DVR or a series active power filter. Okay. In order to going to have the simple algorithm, you all knowing about it is the hysteresis current hysteresis current control technique, right? Current control technique. I mean, this have been taught you in earlier course also. I'm just going to brief about how does this is going to operate. For the hysteresis current control, suppose if you take a capacitor over here, there is a switch over here. Okay, this S1 and this is about S2. There is a diode over here. Okay, there is again the diode over here. I mean, here there is a current which is going to flow this IF, which is of a sinusoidal current which is going to flow. It is going to flow this the sinusoidal current which is going to flow. I'm explaining this hysteresis kind of a current control technique can be used to control the voltage to be injected by the dynamic voltage resistor also. Okay, I'll try to see that explain about, I mean, this particular concept which earlier APC and even your hyper in the course of the hyper converters also, I think sir has been explained about it. One thing is in the hysteresis current control, how does it is going to operate? It is suppose we are there at this instant of a current. Suppose we are there at certain instant of a current is this. Okay, this current. In this case, you consider the current is which is going to flow by this IF is of this nature. For an instant, this is the IF current. Once if it is touching to this particular band of it, particular band of this, okay, is touching to this band, upper band. You can say this is an upper band. Okay. Once if it is touching to the upper band, what we need to make out is we need to track, this is the red line which is there, which is of our reference current. Okay, this red line is the reference current to be injected by the by an inverter, but the current is speaking to this path. This capacitor which is connected over here, it is of, this is of let us assume that is a positive and is about a negative. Okay, now during this particular case, the current should has to track this current, track to the red line, but it is not tracking to the red line, but it's going to beyond to this particular point. Now what we are trying to do was, in order to pull out the current to this direction, to be this direction, what we need to do was, we need to apply a negative voltage. That means that we need to turn on this particular S2 switch. We can say that the IF, which is equal to, say, something like, yeah, we need to turn on this particular S2 switch. Now, this particular case of a S2 switch, when you turn on this S2 switch, do you think that the S2 is going to conduct over here? S2 is going to conduct over here. at this particular point. Okay, they think that the S2 is going to conduct, but the S2 is not going to conduct over this case. Only the conduction which is going to happen is of the D2. Okay, I'm not going to details about why it is D2 and D1 also. I'm just mentioning about when you try to conduct the S2 switch, but it is going to operate the only the diode of the D2. Even if you were trying to switch on the S2 switch, it doesn't, because the current the current direction is in the same direction, because the current is positive. The current is still to flow in this particular direction. Okay. Now what happened was, once it is reaching, or once if it is below this red line, what happened was it is not tracking to the red line of the reference, red line of the this particular reference current. The reference current is this line. The reference current is the red line over here. Once if it is reaching to the below the line, what is going to happen was it is not tracking the reference of this yellow, the red line over here. Then what happened was, it is going to, we need to switch on this S1 switch. We need to switch on this S1 switch. Then we are going to increase the voltage. How we are going to increase the current? By applying the VDC, a positive voltage. Then S1 to be turned on. See, this way, it is going to track over this way. Whatever I have given the explanation, which is very much related to a current control kind of a methodology. Basically, the hysteresis current control technique, this is whatever the techniques which have been there, all are the PWM based techniques, but this is about the hysteresis current control technique. But the advantage which is there, which is of a very easy control, and also it have a self kind of a protection it has a self protection of an IGBT over here. Why? Because when you are operating in the current control technique, we can't increase the current over here, overshoot over. We cannot increase more than the specified current value, or specified the reference current also. We will try to see that the hysteresis current control, whatever the hysteresis current control technique which is there, we are going to apply for the dynamic voltage restorer in the next coming class. Okay.